Hello. You are here for how to survive a toxic job. Yes, healing is possible, surviving is possible. It's important to remember that we need to pause and heal first, right? So, how do we survive? Is that we take a moment to recognize we're being harmed and to heal. So, I've been going over the stages of grief in relation to a toxic job. We are now at the fifth stage of grief. So, I've gone over denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and now we are here for acceptance. So, again, how do you survive? Pause, heal, get the healing that you need, right? So, thinking about can you heal in the same environment where you're being harmed? I don't know. Okay. Maybe you can. I wasn't able to do that. Okay. So I'm coming on to talk a little bit more about my own healing journey. I've been talking about Black women in toxic jobs for the past year. I'm Dr. Kamani, licensed clinical psychologist. Welcome to my channel, Lifting as We Climb Consulting, Wellness Services, where I am here to support Black women leaving toxic jobs so that you can live an abundant, fulfilling life, right? So, again, healing is a journey. I am still on my healing journey, but I am committed to helping other Black women as you go through your own healing journey as well. So, again, I'm sharing a little bit more about myself and my own healing journey. I'm a very private person. However, I do feel the need to share this in the hopes that I can help another Black woman. Okay, if you are in a toxic job. So, acceptance. I've talked about, my journey through denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So, acceptance, has taken a while because, as I mentioned before, the grief process is not linear. You can go back and forth through the different stages of grief. And so for me, the acceptance was recognizing that I had to leave that place, right? That job was there for me for a season, and for a while it worked very well for me, right? I had some great supervisors. It was great. But when they left, I knew at that moment once they left that things were going to go downhill for me, and that truly is what happened. Okay, so leadership, it really speaks a lot in terms of leadership. And so the acceptance was, okay, I was there for a season. I'm very proud of the work that I did there. I'm very grateful for a lot of the people that I've met there. I'm still connected to a lot of the people there. Some people I had to cut off, right, because they were not supportive of me or they were harmful to me. So I had to kind of purge them out of my phone, right, and I just release them out of my life because they no longer serve in my life. They no longer contribute to my well-being. So the acceptance is that, I was there for a season, right? And I accept that. And I also accept that, these things needed to happen to me for me to get to where I am now. Because I would have stayed at that job, even though I wasn't growing, even though I wasn't fulfilled, right? Even though I saw so many different treacherous things happening to people, and not just me, and not just Black people. I just saw so many different treacherous things happening to people. I would have still stayed because I was so dedicated and devoted to the work. Okay, I would have stayed. But all these things had to happen. And I think it was a sign from God, like, get out of there, right? Get out of here. And I ignored those earlier signs. I talked about that in the previous video. I ignored the signs. But I think God was just making it so uncomfortable for me to leave, right? It was no way for me to stay. I mentioned in a previous video that, towards the end of all this, when I was at the job, I took a leave. And while I was on the leave, I knew that I did not want to go back. But in the shower, I heard the voice of God say to me, if you go back there, that's a death sentence. And I listened to that and I did not go back. Okay. And again, I recognize and I'm grateful for the experiences that I had at that job, right? I'm not all negative about what happened at the job. I do recognize what I got from it. I recognize in terms of what I've helped, in terms of contributing to the healing of other people, in the ways I've supported other people at the job. But I recognized it was time to go, right? And that was the acceptance part too, recognizing it was time to go. I was scared to go. I was very fearful, but I still did it because I recognized that. And again, when I think about doing this work, I feel like this work is the work that I was meant to do, right? I come alive when I talk about it. It feeds my soul, right? Especially when I know that I'm healing and helping other Black women. I've received a lot of positive feedback. Thank you so much to everyone who's reached out to me to support my own healing journey, but also to encourage me to continue to do this work. And again, these experiences that I've had, it's no way that I could have been here if I didn't have those experiences, right? So that's the acceptance of that. And even though I would never say to those people who caused me harm at that toxic job, thank you, I would never say that to them because that was very cruel what they did, right? I would never say that. However, I do recognize that all of this was God's plan, and all these things need to happen for me to get to where I am. And so I'm so full of gratitude to God that God told me and I paid attention. Okay. And so I think for many of us, we get signs, we hear, we see, right? And we ignore. Okay. And I have been obedient in terms of listening to what is, I'm set to do, right? So this is my purpose in terms of what I'm doing at this moment. And so this is the acceptance part, right? And the acceptance part also allows us to connect more to the joy, right? So doing this work connects to my joys. You see, my shirt says Black Joys Revolutionary. It is because as Black people, we have gone through so much. And, we go through so much, it's hard to connect to our joy. And I just want to say that once I've left that job, I have been more intentional about connecting with my joy as well. And that is my hope for you is that you connect to your joy as well. So again, these are very short videos that I've been doing today, very kind of impromptu videos, sharing my own journey in terms of the why. Why am I doing this work? I'm doing this work because I know how painful it is to be in a toxic job. I also know that healing is possible, and I want to support you in that healing, right? So if it's the videos, if you find that healing and helpful, please continue to watch those videos. Please subscribe to my channel so it encourages me to continue to do this work. You can turn the notification bell so that you will receive notifications whenever I go live. And please share these videos with other Black women because I am just blown away by how many Black women are coming to me and talking to me and sharing in the comments or through my consultation calls about their horrible toxic work environments, right? And so I've seen that it's not just certain fields, it's across fields, right? I've interviewed Black women in the UK, in South Africa. It's across the world, right? So as Black women, we deserve better. We deserve to be in work environments where we're respected and affirmed, where we're growing. And if you are not in that type of environment, start really taking this moment to reflect in terms of where is it that you want to go and how do you need to, what steps you need to put in place for you to get there, right? So exit planning, healing, right? That's how you survive. It's the healing part, right? I do have a job coaching program for Black women, healing from toxic jobs. If you're interested in learning more about this program, please click the link in the description section. I'll put that in the description section. And again, my hope is for all of us that we know that we deserve better, okay? And for all of us who have been in toxic jobs to know that healing is possible. I know because I'm in there, right? I'm in the healing journey, right? But my hope is that I can help support other Black women in the healing journey. I mentioned this before, I think, in another video about, I really connect to Harriet Tubman. And when I was at the previous job, I used to call myself Harriet Tubman. And I used to talk about, that I was on the Underground Railroad helping to support, Black children, Black students, Black families, Black staff, because I felt that they were not being really attended to appropriately, right? And so that was kind of like my tagline at the job. And people referred to me as that as well. But the more I was there, I recognized that's problematic, to think that we have to be in the Underground Railroad at our jobs. Okay, that's problematic. And also recognizing that I gave some of my power away at that job because I trusted some people that were not worthy of my trust. Okay. And I thought that they were on my side in terms of being my Harriet, but they really were not. They were there to harm me. Okay. And so I became my own Harriet. And my hope is that for you, you become your own Harriet as well. And that you find a way out of these toxic jobs because they are harming you. Okay. And I want you to know you deserve better. So, again, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Lifting Up to Climb Consulting, Wellness Services, and Happy New Year. I'll see you in 2023. Take care.